Okay. Well, good afternoon, Paradise. It is Mayor Amanda Black here with City Administrator Chance Williford. We are here to bring you a recap on our most recent City Council meeting. We have found that these short videos to kind of cover what we have gone over and what your local government body is up to is a good way to bring you into the fold and let you know what's going on in your little hometown of Paradise. So, with that, we're going to jump into how our meeting went. And we thought for this flow, we would go over the structure of the meeting, kind of bring you along to what you expect. When you are able to join us in live and in person for a meeting, you'll get an idea and know what to expect on the meeting flow. So after we all get started and I gavel in the meeting, we do the pledges and have an invocation, take roll call, make sure we have enough members there to have a legal meeting, and then we jump into our briefs section, and that's usually when I turn the meeting over to Mr. Williford, and he gives us all the news that's good to know.
Yes.
And this month there were quite a few. They included presentations with visitors, so we're going to run through what all those briefs were. One of the first ones we had was from a company called ImageNet. The council had asked to be shown a solution to provide audio video technology in the council chambers for two primary reasons. One was so that we had a smooth, efficient presentation in our meetings where everyone in the room could see the material being presented and follow along easily. And that's not only those present at the meeting, but also for the council members. And the other reason is to provide recordings for transparency. If you cannot make it to the meeting, you can go back to our website and see the full meeting live on your television set and hear exactly what happened, who said what was presented, what was voted, what was considered yourself, and know for sure what is going on in that in a high quality setting. So good video, good audio, no questions who said what where, and um, it was actually very interesting. It's very similar. They are the same company that did Bridgeport City Hall. So if you have gone to one of their meetings or have logged on to their city website for meeting, you can see their meetings live stream broadcast and also archived and go back and get it later. It was very interesting. um, no decision to do anything was made. It was a presentation, but the council is interested enough, it's going to come back before them for a decision on maybe all or a part or none of it at our next month's meeting.
So next month's meeting for February, I'm going to bring forward a resolution to the council where they will have an opportunity to approve or deny whatever level of technological improvement that they desire. They may go with nothing. They may go with all of it. If they do choose to implement some of this technology, the entire point of the project would be to improve transparency between the council and the residents. If the entire package were approved, it would be a pretty cool deal where you could go onto the city website and click in and watch either the most recent or a meeting that had been filmed months and months ago.
Yeah.
And so there's just really no confusion about who said what when. So we'll see what the council ends up deciding on that topic.
That's right. The next brief we had was over our municipal court services. Now, like it or not, a municipal court service is just one of the fundamental services that a city provides. And we are small, and that is one of the things that we are trying to do effectively and the best way we can with our limited resources. And so we have kind of been watching on the sidelines as New Fairview and Boyd have worked out a pretty awesome deal where New Fairview's court works for Boyd or handles Boyd's court services. And they have been doing that for more than a year now, very successfully, and it's worked out for both smaller towns. It's one here in Wise County, we're a collaboration of small towns, and the more we can help each other out, the better. And so representatives of New Fairview came and talked to the council about how our current court services are, what may be lacking, what we're doing well, and how they could help us out if the council chooses to form a similar arrangement with them that Boyd has. It was very informative. It was, I think, a very awesome opportunity for us to be able to provide that function for our residents. And we're looking forward to that coming back before the council for a decision next month as well.
And, you know, it can be said, you know, we've had the municipal court for so long. Why suddenly do we need the support from New Fairview? And it's true that the city has had a municipal court for years. Um, but behind the scenes, if you were here in City Hall, you would see there were two problems with the way our municipal court was previously handled. One being um, we were leaving taxpayer money on the table when it came to resolving some issued citations. And two, we weren't always as effective as we wanted to be in discouraging behaviors that were counter to the health, welfare, and safety of the community. And you know, other cities have personnel who are devoted towards managing the municipal court. Obviously, we can't afford to hire those people right now. And so a partnership with New Fairview um, would solve a lot of the challenges that we've been facing as a city. I've said this before in these reviews, and I want to say it again. Wise County is a county that supports each other. The level of teamwork and you know, working together to solve these common problems within Wise County is something very special and something that doesn't exist in a lot of other places. And so I'm very grateful to the folks here for being willing to explore that kind of deal. And I'm grateful to New Fairview as well and others in Wise County who have kind of blazed the trail for this to be a possibility.
Absolutely. It is often said in our Mayor's Coalition's meetings that we are stronger together. And so that is, we are trying to do, all the city officials, we get together and how can we help you? What do we have that we do well that we can help you? And what can you do well that you can help us? And this is one of those situations that we're hoping to capitalize on uh, what another city does well. After that, we had a visit from our city engineer. He updated the council on a couple of big projects we've been working on for quite some time now. One of the things that is a common trend in local government is nothing happens quickly. It all takes a very long time to get things going. You have to have, you know, a meeting to form a committee, to start a study, to get a grant, and so on and so forth. And that is, again, just how government functions. And two of the biggest projects that we have been working towards are an wastewater treatment plant and additional ground storage for our water system. Now, I understand that a sewer plant, it kind of brings mixed feelings amongst the residents. Some say, yes, we really need it, and some are, no, we don't want it. But the fact of the matter is, it really is needed here in Paradise. We have residents living on small 25-foot wide lots that were platted long time ago with aging septics and that need help. We have Main Street and 114. That would be a good place to bring in those small restaurants and mom and pop stores that I know I've heard several times from several residents. They would like to see those places here in Paradise, and they need those services in order to be able to come in and build and do that.
Because it is very difficult to keep a restaurant without
It's
the
very
septic
difficult
system.
to keep a restaurant. The rumor mill is rife with the scuttlebutt that Beans and Taters is going to be leaving us. And while lack of sewer may not be the primary reason they're leaving that location in particular, it is a big problem to keeping a restaurant there because they don't even have a real septic. They have a holding tank that has to get pumped out weekly sometimes. And so having even a small wastewater treatment plant to service our immediate needs is going to be a big boon for the businesses that are here and struggling and would like to stay here, as well as attractive to maybe some new developments, or not really developments, but new small businesses that want to come in.
Mm.
So that is something we're working on, and that has a lot of steps to it as well. And it's not going to happen overnight. And we are working diligently with our engineers, and we'll continue to do so when it comes to construction plans to figure out what would be the best solution for us and our needs and what we'd like to see here in Paradise. So that was one update we got. Now, the ground storage system is another update. This is to provide for more water on demand and high peak days in the summer for our residents. In case you are unaware, our water system capacity is limited to that one water tower that we can see from all over town with the big panther on it. Um, but that is a limited supply for on demand. So having extra storage would be great for those high peak days, but it will also be invaluable should there be a fire tragedy. It will provide us with immediate water on demand to fight a fire should one, knock on wood in heaven, happen to break out. So it is one way that we are trying to provide the best services for our residents that we can.
Mm.
So when the last brief that we had, Mr. Wilford, you wanted to.
So on a quarterly basis, I have to give updates to the council regarding the city's finances and our investments. And I gave our fiscal year 25 first quarter financial update. And the takeaway for the public is we are spending according to our budget. We have identified some things that need to be adjusted. We'll adjust those mid-year like everyone does. And we'll have a mid-year budget adjustment in April. And our investments are doing well, and we made $7,000 or so on our investments in the last 3 months, and things are going well. So that's it for the public.
Awesome. And that concluded the part of our meeting for briefs and updates. And the next section of our meeting is the citizens communications. This is the part of the meeting where you as residents can come and talk to your governing body, ask your questions, make your comments, just talk to us and we can listen. Now, the caveat to this is because of how the law works, we may not be able to respond at that time, but we can certainly take lots of notes and get back to you at a later time. We did have a citizen come and approach the council with her comments, and the primary concern she had was with the maintenance of our roads. And there were a few places where she feels concerned about. There are potholes that we need to fix. And we totally understand that. We cannot be everywhere every day. But we are appreciative when you come and point out trouble areas so we can make a note and work our best to go fix those. And so this gives us the opportunity to maybe explain a little bit how our road maintenance is managed here in Paradise. Because we are small and have limited resources, we have a public works department of one, and his primary function is to make sure our water system operates smoothly and is safe for our residents. But he also can occasionally go out and do small road repairs or fix a sign or what have you that we may have on our list. And he does do that. You may see him drive around town with the tractor and the front loader full of some black sand looking stuff, and that's him going out to patch potholes where he can. For larger projects, if you remember, pecan was kind of really wackadoo for a long time, and that's the professional term for that. And for projects such as that, we partner with the county commissioner, Colby Shawn, and he does his best to get us in his very busy schedule of road repairs. And he will send out a crew and they will redo larger projects like that. We've done pecan, we've done elm with them, honeysuckle was done, Old Town was done several years ago in ILA with the county. And so for larger projects, we really work with the county, but sometimes that can take a bit longer because we do need to work within his schedule, and he has a whole precinct worth of roads that he is responsible for as well. So we do value your input. If you see a problem spot, we encourage you to bring those to our attention, and we will work diligently with the resources that we have and the time we have to see that we can get them fixed.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes to roads, I can completely understand the sentiment when people come in and say Paradise is such a small city. We're only 2.2 square miles. How could you not know? Well, the simple fact is, City Hall is me and the three ladies who work here. And those three ladies are not laborers. They're not going to be out there filling potholes. I'm happy to fill potholes, but I have a bunch of other stuff I'm doing too, and I only have so much time as well. But I'm willing to do it. And so what I'm going to do in this video is, if you'll go to the description of this video, I'm going to put my work email in here. And if you step out of your house and you see a pothole that you want taken care of, please send me an email with a picture or just a location, or maybe you drop a pin on maps or something.
Pin a
And
pothole.
and I will get out there with my shovel and my bucket as quick as I can and see if we can't get that at least patched up for you until we get a long-term solution with the county.
I've been known to fill a pothole or two in my day too. Happy to help. You just have to give us some time to work it in and we'll get to it as soon as we can. Okay, the next part of our regular meetings is what is called the consent agenda. And these are items that don't require deliberation. They are standard items like approving minutes. That's always one that's on there. Approving the minutes from the previous meeting. There may be a couple of things that there are no deliberation for. For instance, every year we are required to name our official paper. There's only one paper to name, so there's no deliberation, but we have to, regardless, name the paper. So that one happened to also be on this consent agenda. And the other item on this consent agenda was to designate a mayor pro tem. A mayor pro tem is the council member who is designated to run the council meetings in my absence, or also as a signatory on our bank accounts. We require 2 signatures on each check. And so if for some reason we need a second signature, the city secretary's out and I'm out and it's only Chance, and we need somebody else, we'll call them up and they'll come in and review everything and can sign it as well. So those are the primary functions of the mayor pro tem, and Cody Anderson has served faithfully and well in that position, and we put that in there just to keep him as mayor pro tem. Now, the other thing to know is if anybody on the council wants to deliberate any of the items on the consent agenda, they may ask that it be pulled from the consent agenda and we can talk about it. But no council member did. Were fine with the consent items as they were, and so those were approved in one swift motion. Things like that also help the meetings go faster because you're not stopping and handling everything individually, and it can keep the meeting from dragging on for too long.
So the 3 things that were approved on consent for this last meeting were: 1, the minutes from the previous meeting; 2, making the Wise County Messenger the paper of record as it has been for years; and 3, reappointing Mr. Cody Anderson as the mayor pro tem.
That is right. And then the last thing we had in our meeting this Monday is the deliberation agenda. These are items that we will talk about and vote on individually. And the first one we came to for this last Monday was for homework for Mr. Williford. Tell him what you've got to do.
Well, I've been talking with the Upper Trinity Groundwater Management District. That's the group in Wise County who is responsible for maintaining the aquifer. I was talking to them about access to fresh water within Paradise and trying to work out a solution to increase our water capacity. And what they told me over there was, look, we don't know too much about what the aquifer is doing out there at Paradise because we don't have any monitor wells out there. Well, what's a monitor well? Well, a monitor well is a well that the district digs. They don't pull any water out of it. They just stick sensors down to see the salinity and the water pressure and chemical balances and all that stuff so that they can collect data about what the aquifer is doing throughout Wise County. And so they told me, hey, it would be actually very convenient for us if y'all would give us a little plot of land to dig a monitor well. And we'll dig it and we'll do it all for free. We'll maintain it. You don't have to do anything but give us access to this land. And so it's a 20 by 20 foot plot. We're not deeding it to them. We're just giving them the easement. It's going to be out to Cedar Bend, right south of where the water tower is on that curve of the road. And we are going to give them access to a 20 foot by 20 foot plot where they can come in and put in that monitor well. That's going to tell them more about how the aquifer is behaving in the county, and it's going to tell us more about how the aquifer is behaving here in the city of Paradise. And so it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Absolutely. So the council authorized Chance to work out the specifics in that agreement with the Upper Trinity Groundwater Conservation District and to get that going for them. So that was part A on the deliberation agenda. The only other item on the deliberation agenda has to do with accountability for the mayor, which is a good thing. The mayor's the head of the town, and there's a lot of extra responsibilities that come with that. And the council wanted a way to review the mayor annually, the performance of the mayor in that position and how things are going in the town. And also if at any time, if they feel like there needs to be a review, to be able to have an avenue to do so, to say, we want to see this on the next agenda and talk about the mayor's performance. And so there was an ordinance presented that allowed them to do both of those functions and give that authority to the council, which is a great thing. I think we should all want to have accountability for our elected officials. And this is a way not only for me to be accountable to the voters, but also for the council to hold the mayor accountable as well.
And that was approved.
It was approved unanimously. So the only other items that may be on a meeting every now and then would be an executive session, but we didn't have one of those this time. And so everyone's favorite item came next, and that was just a motion to adjourn. So we did so, and everyone went home and had a day. So that was how our last meeting went, our Monday meeting. And we would love to see more residents come in and sit out there live and in person for our meetings. Our next meeting, it will be the fourth Monday in February. The date of that
is February 24th.
February 24th. So please be on the lookout for posts on our Facebook page the week before. We post a link to the agenda every Thursday before the meeting, so you can see what we're going to be discussing. And as always, the meetings start at 6, and you are all welcome to attend.
And just to reinforce what the mayor already said, we are thrilled when people come and speak. Come and attend to see what the council's doing, come and speak during public comment, give us an idea of the sort of things that the residents want to see on the agenda. It's what we want. So please come. And if you have any questions in between meetings, you can always feel free to come to City Hall and talk to us. We'll see what we can do to answer your questions.
All right. Well, thank you. We hope to see you at the next meeting.
Good day.